So, Bud, you've won at 135, 140, 147, and 154. You never fought at 168. You think you have enough power to hurt the great Canelo?
Of course. I don't have to have enough power to hurt him. I just got to beat him.
So Canelo, Terence is naturally the smaller fighter, quicker, more agile, but he does have a 4-inch reach advantage over you. How do you plan on dealing with this?
Don't get me wrong, okay? He's a good fighter, a great fighter. I always say before I see him calling me out and won the fight and everything, I say before he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Oh, so he wasn't commercialized. He wasn't a great. Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
What? 40 years old champion in that moment beat Mr. Postal in my gym. I saw that.
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
Ricky Burns doesn't elite.
Okay.
He's not elite.
It's cool. Well,
is there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite
There is
fighter
a champions,
in September.
good fighters, but elite fighters is different. Wait.
So I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah, okay.
Then we're
going to find out.
Then we're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but are you going to find out? I hope your uncle Turki Alashi pay you enough money because it's going to be the last. That's for sure.
It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But after fighters fight me, they ain't never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career, never same after me.
Well, how long have you guys, obviously thinking about this fight and then fighting another great fighter like Canelo and like Bud?
No, I never thinking about the fight Crawford. I never in my life, because he's a low weight than me. So, but I never thinking about it. But that's the fun part of boxing. You never know what is gonna happen, right? And now we are here. And I'm glad to share the ring with one of the best fighters out there, and I'm just can't wait.
So even though you see a small fighter, when you look in his eyes, do you see a fighter that could possibly beat you?
No, never.
So,
Never.
So he will never beat you.
Obviously he's a special fighter. He's a good fighter, but that's why they are good weight classes, right? And we're gonna find out September.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford came face to face for the second time at their press conference, and that's when things exploded. What started as a tense stare-down turned physical, fast. The fighters shoved each other so hard and so suddenly that Dana White had to jump in to stop it from turning into a full-blown brawl, before the actual fight even happens. But the drama didn't end there. The press conference itself was electric. Crawford showed his true colors, making it crystal clear. This isn't just a fight for him. This is a hunt. He vowed that Canelo won't just be an opponent, he'll be a target.
I'ma just keep it real. I'm hunting him. That's it. I'm hunting everything that he got. And I'm gonna take it come September 13th.
You rank yourself among the list of greatest of all time.
When I win, I'm gonna be at the top. Facts. When I win.
And when the boos came raining down from the crowd, Crawford didn't flinch. He didn't back off. Instead, he faced them head-on. With fire in his voice, he made a chilling prediction. That after the fight, every single one of them would have no choice but to respect his name.
Well, I want all the people in the stands that booed me, they gonna cry when they go home.
Go ahead.
Wow.
I just found out what the sign language means for cry. Dana, I'm from the UFC world. You're bringing me over to the boxing world. I appreciate everything you've done for combat sports. What does it mean? How does it feel to you to be one of the masterminds in what could be the most viewed fight in combat sports history?
I've always had this theory that if...
For Terence Crawford, this moment is destiny. He believes that every setback, every year spent waiting for the big names, was all part of a bigger plan. Everything's happening on God's time, Crawford said. There's a reason I wasn't getting those big fights. God was preparing me for this moment. While Crawford spoke with fire and conviction at the press conference, Canelo stayed mostly silent, except for one moment during the face-off when he finally snapped. Before that, he was still, cold, dangerous, like a storm just waiting to strike. He didn't want to talk anymore. He wanted to fight. As soon as the fighters shoved each other, chaos erupted. Both camps surged in, yelling, pushing, total madness. What started as a tense stare-down turned into a full-on scuffle. Crawford's trainer, Bomac, clashed directly with members of Team Canelo, either defending his man or escalating the mayhem. One thing was clear: the bad blood wasn't just between the fighters anymore. It had spread to everyone.
See the clear difference. I'm not saying that Terence Bud Crawford is afraid of Canelo or that Mike Tyson was afraid of Holyfield, but there was some reaction. Maybe with Bud Crawford, this is really the biggest moment of his career and he kind of felt it at that moment, but I think it was a genuine reaction. He just did not look like the Terence Bud Crawford I.
That's when Dana White stepped in. Again. Right place, right time. He shut it down before things went even further off the rails. But Dana didn't just play peacemaker. He turned up the hype. Right after the chaos, he announced a major bonus for the winner, adding even more heat to a fight that's already boiling over.
This bonus that night is going to be over 6 figures. We're still talking about it. So, yeah, it's going to be a big number. Whoever wins the performance bonus of the night that night.
When this fight was first announced, many called it a mismatch. Critics said Terence Crawford was too small for Canelo, that he had no business stepping up to 168 pounds. After all, Canelo is the undisputed king of the super middleweight division. He holds all the belts. But Crawford isn't just showing up, he's showing out. With pride and conviction, he reminded everyone who he is and what he's achieved. The spotlight may have followed Canelo for years, but Crawford made it clear, he's on that level too.
We got two legends fighting each other, and I'm definitely, daring to be great. And I'm going to be great September 13th. Taking no credit away from Canelo's skills. A lot of people, they only talk about his power, but he's very skillful in there, and, he's respected.
Crawford began his journey at lightweight. Now, he's jumping up 2 weight classes. Some said it was just hype. Others thought it was a payday move. But after the face-off, after the press tour, no one's calling this a mismatch anymore. This fight has become the fight. And Crawford? He's chasing something bigger than belts. He's aiming to become the first male boxer in history to become undisputed in 3 weight divisions. Legacy is on the line.
Put me up there, Mount Rushmore. I'm looking forward to it, becoming the first 3-time male undisputed champion in 3 different weight classes.
Even Eddie Hearn felt the shift. He admitted that Crawford's belief in himself was so strong, it made him start leaning toward Crawford as the favorite. But after watching the face-off and the tension at the press conference, Hearn changed his mind again. He's now siding with Canelo, calling this matchup closer, fiercer, and more unpredictable than anyone expected.
To Bud, I kind of like, he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability and he's very convincing. And then you see the presser yesterday and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So.
Crawford and Eddie Hearn's rivalry didn't stop at press events. It exploded online. Crawford accused Hearn of disrespect and using his name to promote his own events. Hearn fired back, questioning Crawford's focus and professionalism. Still, Hearn made one thing clear. He respects Crawford's skill and loves watching him fight, but feels Crawford never gave him the credit he deserved for helping elevate his career.
But I like Edgar. I think he's a really exciting fighter. I don't have any beef with him, and I wish him the best, but he should have the respect to say, me, Eddie Hearn really done a great job for me.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many.
Yeah.
But you have to use your movement if you're Terence Crawford in that fight. The last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, Terence Crawford sent shockwaves through the boxing world with a dominant win over Israel Madrimov, adding yet another title to his collection. With championships now in 4 different weight divisions, Crawford remains undefeated, confident, and more dangerous than ever. In his own words, legendary fighters are remembered for doing what others think is impossible. For Crawford, beating Canelo Alvarez isn't just a dream, it's a destiny he fully believes in.
Madrimov gave you a tougher fight than Madrimov, stop that. And now you're, who? Someone gave you a tougher fight than Madrimov? Well, you've been beating the hell out of most guys you've ever fought. He gave you a good fight. Do it this way.
Why not? I always say, you know, all the greats do things that people think that's impossible. You know, so within myself, I have the confidence, the skills. I got all the tools to be Canelo. So why not?
Canelo Alvarez hasn't lost a fight since his 2022 clash with Dmitry Bykol. But his most recent outing, against William Skull, raised eyebrows for all the wrong reasons. It was slow, cautious, the fewest punches thrown in any 12-round Canelo fight. Fans were left unimpressed, and whispers began. Is Canelo slowing down? Canelo didn't call himself the greatest Mexican boxer ever. He didn't compare himself to the past legends. Instead, he said his legacy will speak for itself. But when asked about Crawford, he didn't hesitate. I will win, he said, calm, direct, and final.
I don't know. Let's see when I retire where I'm gonna be in the list. But for sure, I will be Terence Crawford, no matter what. I don't look in like I'm gonna be the greatest Mexican ever. I don't say that. I think my numbers is gonna talk when I retire. It's gonna be one of the greatest fighters ever, for sure. And that night is very special. All around this fight is special, and I think they don't wanna miss this fight.
And then came the dig. Speaking to Turki Alalshik, the chairman behind the event, Canelo Alvarez took a sharp jab at Crawford's style. Without naming names, he made it clear, Crawford won't want to fight, he'll try to run. The message was clear, Canelo isn't expecting a war, he's expecting a chase. And he's ready to stop it cold.
And there seems to be something out there like the way for you to win this fight is to move. Is that true?
Turkey, you need to put a small ring. The smaller ring in the...
Canelo Alvarez admitted he doesn't know exactly what style Crawford will bring. but he's ready for everything. "I don't know what fight he's going to make," Canelo said, "but I'm going to prepare for every style. I just hope he comes to fight for the fans. That's what I want." If not, Canelo made one thing clear: he'll do whatever it takes to win. Meanwhile, Bill Haney, father and trainer of Devin Haney, stepped into the spotlight, throwing his full support behind Terence Crawford. He said the moment he arrived at the venue, the energy changed. The tension was real, and he dismissed all talk of Crawford being too small or too scared. Crawford's ready. Period.
You want to see this in the first place? We tired of playing. Did you see it kicked off when I showed up? Because Crawford ain't nothing to play with. He ain't scared of nobody, and you ain't too big for Crawford. So kill that narrative. It's over with. Blood has been drawn, and you're going to see Crawford is the best fighter in the world.
And Haney didn't just talk, he bet on it. To prove how confident he was, Bill Haney put $100,000 on Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez. No hesitation. All in.
I bet 100,000. That's what you betting? That's what you betting on it, Bill? So, yeah, so go get y'all the 99. $1,000, baby, what's up? Watch, listen. Canelo will be beat up like a bloody pulp when it's through. Talk that shit, Bill!
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult broke it down from a tactical angle. He explained why now he believes Crawford can pull off the upset. According to him, Canelo struggles when he's not in control, especially when he's forced to fight off the back foot. Crawford's footwork, ring IQ, and movement could make Canelo chase, and when Canelo chases, he fades.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be at that damn fight, and Crawford is going to go to his corner, and he's going to look at me, and I'm going to be like, I know how Bud Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez isn't effective, and he gets tired when he boxes going backwards. So I was saying, how is he going to do that as a small man?
To back that up, Showbiz pointed to one iconic moment: Canelo's fight with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd's defense, his lateral movement, and his ability to make Canelo swing and miss, that was the blueprint. And Crawford? He's one of the only fighters alive with the skills to replicate it. If Canelo couldn't catch Floyd, can he catch Bud?
How did Floyd stop Canelo in his tracks? One punch. Terence Bud Crawford can be strong enough and he's smart enough with good enough footwork to jab him right at the belt line. What Floyd did was he paired it with a straight up top. The jab.
What began as a fight many dismissed has now become one of the most anticipated showdowns in modern boxing history. Fiery presses, violent face-offs, shocking predictions, experts flipping sides, trainers putting six-figure bets on the line. This is bigger than a title fight. It's a battle for legacy. On September 13th, the boxing world will hold its breath. Will it be Terence Crawford rewriting history, or Canelo Alvarez cementing his throne? Hit that like button if you're hyped, subscribe for all the Fight Week chaos, and tell us in the comments, Crawford or Canelo, who walks away with history? Let the debate begin.